good. They're finally allowed to admit that Discovery was terrible. Hi, I'm Mecca. Who are you? Why are you here?
I'm Rob off camera.
They're finally allowed to admit Star Trek is bad. Well, you're mostly here because you wrote the documentaries on all of this nonsense for the CBS Paramount.
I rewrote some. I wrote some. I proofread some. I
narrated some. For other channels. And basically, do you want to sum up real quick, rather than going through the whole thing, how they were one company, now they're two companies, now they're one company?
Long story short, Viacom was a big company. They bought CBS, which was another big company, in 1999. They merged the two, Viacom, CBS. CBS handled the television side. Viacom, which owned Paramount, had the film side, so they split the rights to Star Trek that way. Paramount got the film stuff. CBS got the television stuff. They split. CBS took the rights to Star Trek proper, but Paramount still had the rights to the films, which they already made. So CBS said, okay, Paramount said, okay, we want to keep making Star Trek films. CBS said, yeah, we're not really interested in Star Trek, but we'll give you this license so you can make movies. So, but you have to make at least 25% different.
Just so that
we can, nobody confuses your Star Trek with our Star Trek.
Except that they want it all to be the same. And then they put it all under the same license again. They put it all under the same house.
The companies remerged. And now we're one big, unhappy, dysfunctional family once again.
And that's the topic. It's more than just Star Trek. This is all Paramount. This is going into Top Gun Maverick. We're going into CBS. We're going into Bob Bakish. We're going into all the things.
Showtime and everything. Yeah, but the issue was always that Star Trek wasn't very good under this new working arrangement, shall we say.
Yeah, and so Secret Hideout is the production company, which is a lot of people who worked with J.J. Abrams and those sort of people.
We call them Secret Robot or bad hideouts or bad reboot or whatever euphemism you wanna use for them.
Yeah, so what happens is a lot of these people will form a production company that will handle the businessy ins and outs of hiring the directors, signing the checks, those sort of things. So it'll be under Paramount, but they're hiring Secret Hideout to produce these.
Just to give you an idea, there was a story going around that former CEO Les Moonves was so disinterested in Star Trek that he saw another science fiction property on television and said, "Yeah, do we get a check for that? Where's our?"
Which property was it? Do you remember?
It was the one with a certain baby.
Oh, baby! It was Star Wars.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, they don't know what the crap they're doing over in Star Wars land either. But that's a different video. So they're finally allowed to admit that Discovery was bad and that it didn't actually give us real Star Trek.
And in other news, water's wet.
Yeah, they've been trying to gaslight. They've been trying to get this huge push on social media. I got news for people. There's a new push for the Terry Matalas Star Trek. It's not better. It's still more dark, gritty, movie era sort of Star Trek. It's not good.
It's not good. It's less bad. It's still bad.
It's still not what I want out of Star Trek. However, there is. This just breaks down.
Wait.
There's the they them people.
Why is this shot so brightly lit?
I don't know. That's false advertising. That's really false advertising because you can actually see what's going on these shots. So, but please read through this article.
What Discovery gets right? It ended. It's ending. That's what it's getting right.
Yeah. So, which one do we want to tackle here? Hey, maybe we should make stuff people like. Is that what this one is, or is that the next one?
Pretty much that.
What are we missing?
What are we missing?
Make stuff people like.
Apparently, this surprised me. The biggest thing that Paramount has now is something called Yellowstone, which I had never heard of until fairly recently, and it's supposedly huge. It's got this huge spin-offs and Kevin Costner, and
They love Top Gun too.
Yeah,
there was a huge push for Top Gun being the thing. Like there was a huge every comment section, every stream I would do, people would be, "Oh, have you seen Top Gun Maverick? Have you seen Top Gun Maverick?" I didn't like the first Top Gun because it was just a bunch of Highway to the Danger Zone and topless volleyball scenes. So I didn't like the first movie. I'm not watching the second.
Yes, it was quite gay, wasn't it?
It was very.
Oh my.
Bob Bakish, keeping Showtime more value creating.
No, but there's a lot to unpack here with this video. I mean, the Star Trek thing is people might think it's not related, but it is. You have done things so wrong for such a very long time.
So long with Star Trek. Like, we broke it down recently how fewer and fewer people are even reviewing it. That's the new opting out of giving it a negative review. You know, that's the new opting. You just opt out to review the thing if it's bad. So when you go and pull up the Rotten Tomatoes per season, and I know you have this somewhere on a screenshot that you can just edit in, because we did this, fewer and fewer people are reviewing Star Trek Discovery every season, or Picard, or any of these things. They're losing people. Which is why they're like, hey, let's just give us popcorn hits that people like Top Gun,
and
like
Yellowstone.
Paw Patrol. Gee, people like Paw Patrol.
Yes.
I always said that Star Trek was such a niche of a niche of a niche. They've been trying to make it into Marvel for too many years now. Let it go.
Well, listen, Star Trek is a niche.
Yeah,
but you know
I loved what it was, and it's time to kind of say, you know what, Star Trek is now over.
It's never going to be Marvel. It's never going to be Star Wars. But it can exist in its own corner of the fandom, and it used to thrive in that corner.
Yeah, it used to be for like the snooty intellectual types who wanted Shakespeare and snooty. It was a look at the future of people who are like, oh, well, if only we got our acts together and stopped acting like a bunch of trash, then we could, go and explore the stars and recite Shakespeare, play the violin, play concertos. Discovery takes place in a universe where they're twerking on, like, over the corpse of things. This is the Velma universe. This isn't the universe where they're fighting in fast food restaurants. Yeah. They're not in the universe where, the world kind of almost blew itself up and then the Vulcans came and everybody started listening to classical music again.
Yeah, this is the universe. This you brought up Velma again.
It's Velma Dorkley.
This is another the case where the people running the property hate it.
Yeah, they hate it. They hate you for liking it. They don't get why you liked it in the first place, and they really want to just showcase the few little things that they're... And even with the new Terry Matalas stuff, and people are going to defend that till the cows come home, the new Picard stuff. But the problem with the new Picard stuff is it is trying so hard to be Star Trek VI. The Wrath of Khan is trying so hard to be these dark action movie Star Trek things. Yeah. And that is its biggest problem. That was my problem with every Star Trek film, is when they try too hard to take them outside of this tiny little TV show where they had to really, really exercise creative writing to get characters to, just yell at each other in courtrooms all day, like in Drumhead, for example,
or Measure of a Man.
Yeah, for crying out loud. So the Star Trek that I want is not the Star Trek that Terry Matalas is bringing to the table. There's some push for that. So don't be fooled with that. That's all a bunch of marketing BS and hooey too. And if you like it, great. I can totally see if people like it, who liked Star Trek 6, who liked First Contact a lot, who liked a lot of the movie stuff. But it's clearly in the movie freaking universe still.
You know what was one of my favorite scenes in TNG, when there was an aliens planet, they wanted entry to the Federation, and Riker said, listen, I can't stop the Federation from approving your admittance. Mm-hmm. But I can give them a recommendation. My recommendation is no. You're too paranoid and you're too fearful and you're too suspicious to let in. And they will listen to me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, this modern day Star Trek wouldn't pass admission into the Federation.
No, it wouldn't. Oh, the Federation is corrupt. It is incompetent. It's amazing that they've mastered interstellar space travel, let
Right?
alone.
How come they haven't blown themselves up yet? Oh wait, they did a few times.
Oh yeah, they
They
did.
forgot that episode. They forgot that movie. So, long story short, they just give people stuff that they want to watch.
Yeah, which apparently is more Yellowstone.
Yeah, apparently it's more Yellowstone. But then again, the only people who really have television anymore are very, very old people.
Well, but that appeals. It's a Western. It's a modern Western. It appeals to that. It's kind of like Dallas, it's where it's there's drama.
Well, Dallas was more of a soap
This
opera.
is more Dallas with shootouts.
Backer says he's no interest at present in selling off any stations. Okay, so they don't want to sell anything. This is an issue that I see every time we kind of go into a recession economically, though. All these corporations, be it entertainment, be it retail, be it wherever you are, they go into this habit of, or this pattern of how do we save money versus how do we make money. And one thing that they are kind of doing right is they are at least putting content out there on streaming. They're at least trying to give you something with the Beavis and Butthead.
Humorous, quite humorous, yes. Droll, very droll, yes.
With the South Park stuff, with, some of it. With Star Trek, they're still kind of failing. Are they trying to? Is it too late? I think a lot of people are like, it's too late.
They're failing, but they're trying. At least
They're trying.
At least
I don't want to make excuses for it because I don't like the Terry Matalas Star Trek that
I don't like it either.
enough to recommend it. I really, really don't. They didn't sweet talk me in the DMs enough. They didn't give me a screener, which was a huge thing. And my BS detectors went off when all these screeners started flying out and everybody was saying Star Trek Picard Season 3 was good. And I'm like, oh great. What happened? Well, everybody got free copies of the show and got treated like they were celebrities for about a minute. And this is exactly what happened in Star Trek Las Vegas. You got treated like a celebrity. You got sweet talked by a producer. And now it's good. And now it's good. I didn't get a screener. I got the sweet talking, but I didn't get a screener, and it's still not good. So
Star Trek needs an autopsy. They need an autopsy. They need to go back. They say, hey, what did we do wrong? Why did this fail? And then, then how do we fix these problems? Like I was saying, you just don't go into a house that needs repair and just start ripping stuff out. You take a look at what it needs, you take a look at what you can do, you can take a look at how much it's going to cost you.
But frankly, for me, being angry at Star Trek would be the equivalent of being angry at Return to Green Acres right now. That's what we're getting. We're getting like Return to Green Acres, Return to Gilligan's Island, the Brady Bunch Variety Hour movies. We're getting the stuff that people recognize enough to keep these little streamers afloat for a couple of years while they eat each other alive. Basically, they're all going to go under. What's going to happen in a couple of years, probably maybe in 5 years, you're just going to have Netflix and Disney, and you're going to have just the two of them and a whole bunch of sub companies under them. We're already seeing it with Hulu being under Disney. We're already seeing this.
Hulu, ESPN, yeah.
It's just Paramount. Who are you going to sell your streamer to? Because I don't think Paramount is going to be big enough to survive.
Well, what must happen is you won't see Paramount anymore, but they will license everything to Netflix.
Yeah, they'll license it all over to Netflix, and then they'll get kind of consumed under one brand. And we'll be paying probably for Netflix and Disney. You'll be paying about $100 a month for all of it, and you'll get everything again, just like cable. Yay! I am Mecca.
I'm Rob off camera.
I did want to turn this video into me praising them for trying, but for crying out loud, I guess they are. But I still don't like new Trek. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!
Please evaluate the show on its merits. Everyone has worked so hard and given so much love to this thing.
Humorous, quite humorous, yes. Droll, very droll, yes.